Now and then there's like an oh shit like I'll record you.
I am. I need this for me. This is my thing. I love
Baby,
this.
this blankness line is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Everything about it is phenomenal. Okay, let's keep reading. So I love Phoebe. I love the metaphors you don't explain. Her wisdom catches light. Like I love when you do that. Now usually you have this like again, I won't say habit because that makes it seem like you're not doing it intentionally.
Yeah.
This motif, you always close your sonnets with these couplets that leave the strongest impressions and get the least explanation. Mm-hmm. You know, your poetry is very sort of narrative in a sense. Even though they're sonnets, there's always a story behind their telling, but the message is like always a little buried at the end. Okay. So it makes me kind of want to read the next one. It's almost like reading a novel. Like I want to read the next one. I want to see where it goes. Yeah. But I get it, but I want to see it. It's cool. That's another great line. Wisdom catches light. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah. I'd say wisdom catches light, blankness, blackness into blankness, and the use of stained glass are the three that stand out to me right now. Just the most in terms of just like the sheer like power of the phrase. Like I just like the way they're phrased, the beauty of them. I'm sure I'm forgetting one or two, but those are the three that are like off the top of my head or so far. Okay. It's another great one. The way the black girl moves is a whole mood. Mm-hmm. Then you bring us back here and never end. You know, her craft is washed white. And when we do the American Lit class, I teach, I talk to the kids about like Phyllis Wheatley. Mm-hmm. Yeah, who even though she's writing wonderful poetry, they were just like, oh, she's just pretending to be white, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know it's not part of the poem per se, but I love this image. I love this image. The images have all been great. Like I'm not saying I haven't loved the image, but some of these are more what I've come to sort of expect. You know, like African woman as queen, as goddess. Right. You know, these are more traditional for when you talk about this kind of topic. But this one I love. Right, because we don't get to see it. One time in my life, I was my first time on jury duty. The judge's name was, I'll never forget it. It was 18, so it was obviously a billion years ago. Frederick D.R. Sampson, and he had cornrows, and he talked about when he showed up the first day to court, his bailiff, who happened to be a black woman herself, but the bailiff was like, "You have to come back Monday." And he's like, "Why?" She goes, "Court's closed on Fridays." And he looks at her. He's like, "Oh, you think right? You think I'm the perp, right? Oh my god!" And because because judges don't act like me, don't look like me. Don't look like that. And when he actually brought us into his chambers afterwards, and if I thought he was like blue and yellow striped suit, like it looked like straight out of like an exploitation film. But man, he had style. But that was him, and that was like. You associate like that kind of, you don't associate that kind of look with like professional life. And here, like the braids, like it looks wonderful, it looks beautiful, but like you would not associate that with a courtroom. No. You just wouldn't. And this is why we fight so hard for the Crown Act. Yeah. It's you're gonna have to fight a lot harder for a lot more. I know. Listen, it is what it is. I love the phrase "you will see," because it implies that we don't really think the black woman will ever thrive.
That part.
Whitewash commonalities. Everything. I love that everything comes full circle. Is that how it's supposed to work in a heroic crown? This is wonderful. I'm so glad.
That's why it took 3 years.
I'm so glad you introduced me to this. I've never read a heroic crown before.
Yeah. You have got to read A Wreath for Emmett Till. Seriously. It should be taught.
Call her woman and bend. You're going with your pseudonym?
Yeah.
How come? Because you don't teach. So you should be teaching the creative writing courses here.
Mm-hmm.
Did something get cut off here?
Possibly.
Yeah.
What are you noticing?
It just says pushing them, and there's no
Oh,
punctuation.
yep, yep. That is the end. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Add that to my need to fix. All right.
So, now that I understand the
whole concept.
Yeah, the concept more, it works wonderfully. Thematically, the poems you could see are all linked together. I like that you don't just sort of take us on this journey into woman is queen, woman is goddess, that you sort of ground this back in the reality of this of that.
Yeah.
Woman will be goddess, could be goddess, you'll see. And I like that you even have that kind of phrase, because you know that despite us all being nodding our heads along with you, the reader probably, unfortunately, but instinctively distrusts or doesn't accept that truth, right? Like when you say, woman is goddess, we're kind of just going, okay. And we look at the world today and like, I mean, I don't want to get too, with you, too political, but like,
Yeah.
This God forbid.
But overall, you appreciate, it's all good.
It's not all good, but we'll get by. In our little hole, in our little world. I love the poem. I think there's so many, the poems there. I think there's so many beautiful phrases.
Okay, good.
I think they all link together well. I'm gonna buy a copy.
Yay.
Try all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do a, thank you, Mr. Shishimin.